times guys don't want to hear that truth. We just don't. You know, if I come on here talking about, you know, female nature, such and so forth, and if I would start bashing women or talking noise, oh man, the likes and everything will go through the roof. But when you start talking to men saying, guys, you know, cheap is some of the most expensive stuff out there. You gotta do.
Hey, welcome to Milk and Tea with C, and make sure you like and subscribe. So recently we just found out that Kevin Samuels has passed away at the age of 56. May he rest in peace, but his death doesn't deflect from the fact that he was toxic when he spoke to. Now, I just like to insert that I did in fact agree with some points he made, especially about black women, even though they were not the only race of women that do this. But having children with undeserving men, especially when they're not married, isn't something I advocate for. Regardless of that, Kevin Samuels had a tendency to make a mockery out of black women. But honestly, that seems to be a continuous trend in this also deplorable manosphere, which I don't completely understand. I believe the manosphere took off after YouTube femininity videos started to reach its peak and gain popularity. The femininity videos were not made to tear down black men. It was made to emphasize that black women needed to raise their standards when it came to black men, meaning to stop tolerating below average behavior just because we are of the same race. Let's be real, I don't see any other race of men telling their women that it doesn't matter whether or not they have a degree or a PhD, or it's unattractive to be educated and high earning as a female.
Literally, she says, I got a good job, I make very, very good money, and she says the only thing I need now is a man. It's like, yo, like,
why he laughing?
Like, who wants you?
Why
Who wants you? You're right. Like, once you have achieved these things, you have unfortunately disqualified yourself.
Ooh, shit.
And what it is these, and this is the thing, I'm not blaming
the
women.
Women are gonna hate him for that shit.
No, see,
they are gonna hate him for that.
They
I can't wait to put this shit out.
Like, what type of loser are you? This podcast discussion topic was about men not being interested in women who has achievements in their life. Like, instead of being embarrassed, they chose to sit on a podcast and talk that mess. But whatever. Why is it a problem for a POC female to have ambition for a better life and future? See, the problem I have is that men contradict themselves frequently. Men will literally sit there and flaunt their money in front of you like a mating call. Then sit there and be like, I want a girl that has her own with the hustler mentality. Yet these nincompoops are laughing because a woman who strives for a secure future disqualifies herself by having one. It's giving intimidation, not on her level, and loser mindset. This manosphere mess was quotably meant to be a safe place where men could finally open up and express themselves, but all they seem to do is revolve every single topic about women, literally. But women are also at fault. These men are making a killer career out of degrading black women by regularly repeating the same runaround rhetoric with no true ending, but yet we're still tuning in. The manosphere is meant for men, but why are men trying to tell women how to behave, what they should and shouldn't tolerate, telling a woman it's okay if a man cheats, and to expect it? It sounds more like men are trying to steer us away from the correct way of thinking now that women are beginning to realize there's more out there than what they're giving us. Because the less a woman knows, the less they have, and they are less likely to put up a challenge, meaning you become their lapdog. A lot of manosphere men give a lot of this, that, and the third sayings that they wouldn't even think twice to abide by themselves. And what's even worse, I find it alarming and ironic that men will literally tell you a bunch of junk they wouldn't even dare tell their future daughters.
Somebody need to hear this. If it's cheating, if it's financial stability, if it's insecurity, if it's trust issues, everybody's bag is different. And you may sit up here and have a good dude that can be something, and I'm not, hold on, let me finish.
I'm listening, I'm not.
Not necessarily, can be something, but more or less like, they just need polishing. They're dull. Their knife is dull. Let me sharpen that shit up and say, hey, bro, that's unacceptable. Just like I talk to the girl and say, bro, you're not enough. Okay, cool, listen, let me prove to you that what you're doing is hurting me. Some people may care, like, may not, it's a lot of polygamous relationships out here that's thriving, that's booming.
But there's honesty. Cheating and being a polygamous or polyamory relationship, there's transparency. That's the difference that we're talking about. So you would tell, how many daughters do you have?
2.
Okay, so you would tell them to just polish him off a little bit. He's just a little bit of a cheater. Stay with him.
But
That's would you tell your daughters that? I want you to look at one of these cameras and say you would tell your daughters to accept that shit.
I'm not saying it.
No, but that's what you're saying. Can he say it? Because I'm not telling my son that you can cheat on a woman and a woman that you claim you love and that's okay just because you're a high value man. You have a lot of money. Like, a lot of women will want to be with you. That's not okay. Because you're only cheating yourself out of something real. Let's be fucking clear. Man or woman. So let's look at one of these cameras and you tell them, what are your daughter's names?
Shakira.
And Sovereign, right?
Sovereign Dior.
Okay. Then tell them. Tell them that it's okay to get cheated on as long as the guy has 80% of what you want.
They live to contradict. Cam couldn't even answer yes or no, but bounce around the question like these podcasters do. Let's be real, absolutely no father who has love for their daughter would ever tell them any type of illogical logic like that. Men treat women how they view them, correct? So what would exactly make your daughter the exception to the rule? Just some food for thought. Now moving on. Now, considering from what I've observed from these two men, it's just a whole lot of rejection and weak boy energy. Now, every time I've seen these two, it's been because of some negative press they've gotten on social media. But in this industry, there's literally no such thing as bad press. Now, I don't necessarily value their show, but I'm going to include them in this video just for video purposes so you guys can get the gist of what I'm talking about. And also, I'm going to refer to them as Dumb and Dumber because that's what I think they are.
The app called Black. Oh, it's funny I never used that one, bro. But hey, man.
I mean, hey, bro, if you want to date a bunch of Shaniquas, go for it, man.
LaQuisha.
Yeah, like me and Fresh aren't really down with the brown like that. Man. We ain't night riders. You know, sometimes if they're, you know, red bone, but like in general, me and Fresh don't dabble in the dark, if you know what I'm saying.
Yep.
Traits of feminine women. What's her gram?
What's Instagram
Dude,
again?
you got like a lot of love today.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I ain't gonna lie, just keeping it real. I don't really date black girls. It's not because like like most black girls are like annoying. How to put this ratchet, and they don't know how to like be reserved.
The issue I have is the constant disrespect and stereotyping black females for their own personal reasoning. You don't date black girls because you claim they're ratchet, right? Or is that what you condition yourself to believe? It's crazy because when I hear a black woman say she doesn't date black men, she doesn't also degrade them in the same sentence. Black women don't feel the need to insert 13 reasons why in one sentence that she doesn't date black men.
Like most black girls are like annoying. How to put this ratchet, and they don't know how to like be reserved.
Now, if I said I don't date black boys because they're more prone to become drug dealers, go to jail, and impregnate any living thing that opens their legs to them, wouldn't that be wrong? Wouldn't that be stereotyping? Right? Like, you don't date black girls but stereotype your own race, so therefore they're all the same. Are they really all the same, or they just don't like you? The red pill talks are super odd because they go around disrespecting women while making that their identity. Men like that are dangerous because they don't have a clear view of reality. Their whole entire mindset is based off of degrading women and making women feel less of themselves. And I believe that actually comes from insecurity. A real man isn't worried about how to manipulate a female, but more so how to attract them.
And she says, no, I don't want to have sex. Cool, no problem. I respect your boundaries. But what you're going to do is you're going to pull out your phone, get up, and walk into another room. You're going to either call another girl or pretend you're talking to another girl. Then you're going to come back out and tell her, hey, listen, it was nice hanging out with you, but you got to go now. And then you let her mind race thinking, oh, this guy really just called another girl just now? I better either A, give him what he wants because he's going to kick me out of here and I might lose this guy, or B, she never want to have sex with you in the first place. And you get.
Let's just say you took home the girl with the utmost average amount of self-love and self-worth for herself. I promise you, if you do this, it will not work. It will not work. Do not listen to this man. He doesn't know what he's talking about, and he barely gets hoes.
Instagram account means that she's cheating on you.
I think if you're in a serious relationship with a girl, she should not have an Instagram. That's cheating, in my opinion. I think a woman having an Instagram is 100% cheating, especially if she has scantily clad photos of herself on the internet and she's not making money off of it, which a lot of women tend to do. And I think for women, attention is like sex for men. You know, women love attention from the opposite gender. And if you got a serious relationship with a girl and she still has a for sale sign on her neck, I think that's very disrespectful.
In other words, a girl who has an Instagram is trying to auction herself off to the best suitor. Now, let's move on to the self-proclaimed CEO and the African prince himself. Now, I would actually like to give credit to DJ Academics for this portion of the video. Thank you.
You said she was very different from every girl you meet in Miami when I've heard you speak about every girl in Miami before. You generalized.
No, that being said, when I met her, I saw she hadn't been tainted yet. She hadn't been like in certain circles where like, you know what? Damn, she's gone through this.
Sometimes this stuff is laughable. I've noticed that certain men make excuses for their preferences and they don't necessarily hold them to the same weight like they would do black women. I'm actually curious in his mind on what deemed her untainted when they met on a sugar baby website called Seeking. It's actually extremely pathetic. Men are taking advice from other quotable high-value men that don't actually follow their own advice. Like, if you're such a prize and you bring so much to the table, why are you on a sugar baby website?
The app called Black. Oh, it's funny. I never used that one, bro. But hey, man.
I mean, hey, bro, if you want to date a bunch of Shaniquas, go for it, man.
LaQuisha.
Yeah, like me and Fresh aren't really down with the brown like that.
Man.
We ain't night riders.
If I know guys are paying you to smash, that right there is a red flag for me.
One thing I feel like some people don't take into consideration is the fact that a lot of black girls don't care if you date outside your race. It's the fact that somehow you make it a point to negatively speak about a black girl while putting another race of female on a pedestal. It's okay for you to go on the actual sugar baby website to meet and simp for a snow bunny, but when you ask about Black, the dating website, it's an immediate type of negative response.
Anyhow, how was your night last night? You had a fun night?
I did have a fun night, but I don't remember it.
How was the BBC?
You have to say that you're white. What the fuck?
What? Yo, is it good though? Why are you looking at me like that?
Wait, what did you say? Did I hear you wrong?
Yeah,
or did you actually say what I think you said?
How was the BBC?
Okay, that's what I thought that you said.
Anyhow, thank you for lunch. Gonna smash? I'm not gonna smash. So guys, you're seen as a beta male because guess what? You can't read the signs that she isn't really into you, and as a result, she's gonna finesse the crap out of you because you're easy mark.
Honestly, yeah, this is whom you're taking advice from.
I self-improve to the point where it's like, all right, but you can go ahead and try to replace me, but you're gonna look, you're gonna be stupid, and it is what it is. Like, I look at it like when you self-improve, where it's like you're the best option is like, all right, what am I gonna do here, and then her not knowing where she stands with you, that's gonna turn her on more, and you win in the end. Like, I don't want to sound like an asshole, man, but I don't do shit for the express pleasure of women, man. It's a waste of time.
That itself is a red flag. You're taking advice from a man that can't even please a woman. Because at the end of the day, it's one thing to make a girl come over, but it's another thing when she won't come back.
It's way more important to protect her than to please her. Who gives a fuck about a woman's orgasm? It's useless.
Right.
Masaki.
Wait a minute. You said who gives a have a woman ever had an orgasm with you when you was having sex?
Yeah,
do you know how that feels for you?
Yeah, but I don't. I'm not like in there like trying to like make it happen. I just like do it. If it happens, awesome. If it don't, like, all right, well.
So have you ever like
gonna work out?
Ladies and gents, please read the room sometimes. Peep how as soon as he said that, everybody went dead silent and then busted out laughing because that shit was stupid as hell. Like I said before, it's one thing to get a girl to come over, but it's another thing when she won't come back. Y'all ever wonder why some girls have intimate relations with men that don't have anything going for themselves? Not a car, not a job, nothing. But one thing for sure, that peen is bomb. They learn their body. They know how to make them come back. That's something that he does not possess. He doesn't know how to. That's why he tries to display this macho, masculine, manly behavior. It's because he doesn't possess any true manly qualities. Not even in the bedroom. Now, say what you want about her, but the era of damage control by Brittany Renner was pretty enlightening because she made a lot of valid points.
You make comments, let me say, but I'm saying when you make comments like, oh yeah, no women are special. So no woman is special, but yet you guys have a whole podcast dedicated how to get women just for sex. That's all you guys are. So you're saying men are just limited to just sex. That's all they care about is sex. Yes or no? That's all you guys care about. There's no emotional need. It's just my dick, cum, sex. I want a hole.
Everyone is special, but it takes someone to point out the key factor in what makes that person of value in your life in order to form a relationship. The ideas that Dumb and Dumber are putting out to impressionable young men and men who hate women are only going to leave men lonely and distraught, just like dummy number one. Because let's be real, the other one doesn't really talk much.
Situation. Wife was finer than a mug. Kept giving me babies, still finer than a mug. I had it all. Just sometimes and I don't make excuses. I know I messed up. And then, when I didn't have that, I don't like to use the D word because I don't really know what it is, but I was lost. 76,000 square foot house by yourself. Lost.
Now, here's a man who learned in life and could admit to his wrongs. Shaquille O'Neal did have it all, and at some point he lost it and he was lonely. Although Shaquille was married, he himself as an older man takes fault for living the fast life that Dumb and Dumber display. Men have emotions and are human also, and one day you will realize, if it's not too late, that valuing a home and a wife and a family with an altogether loving nature, other than the whole manipulate women for the one-up nature that they advertise, is better than anything you will imagine because it creates peace.
I'm saying you're not special because you're like every other girl. You want to get resource, time, attention, or whatever it may be, commitment from a man, and a man wants to get sex from you. So when it comes to that, we're talking about biology of what men want from women. You are not special. You are just like every other girl, just like I'm every other guy. The difference is this. I'm not going to sit here and say...
I'm sick of you asking to finish your long, boring answers that are the same answer every time we ask you a question.
Honestly, what a great way to sum up this video, because I tried to piece things together, just see both sides of the perspective, but I just couldn't find anything that made sense. I couldn't find any real answers. See, I can't talk to a guy who listens to this stuff because it's not real. You have thousands of men that sit there and abide by every opinion set in this imaginary rule book, but when you step outside, you know that this type of logic doesn't hold genuine weight. Anyways, guys, thank you for tuning in. Let me know if you guys want me to do another video based on this topic, because I do have a lot more to say, because there's a lot of stuff out there that I just definitely don't agree with. So let me know in the comments below. Make sure you like and subscribe. Thank you.